Frost from Florida for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you so much for being here, Madam Director. You know, earlier I heard Mr. Sessions say that the people deserve to hear from federal employees in a timely manner, and I 100% completely agree with that. But I think the interesting thing is House Republicans' first act in this Congress was to pass a bill to eliminate the 87,000 new IRS agents from the Inflation Reduction Act. Something that would ensure, you hear that, people watching at home, they're clapping, when we're talking about people who will help you get your information on a timely manner, answer the phones, and process what needs to be done. And that's really important to know. That's what's being clapped about right now. Mr. Sessions and all House Republicans voted for it. And so I want to ask you, would more employees at the IRS help with the backlogs, help with the missed calls, help with the poor customer service that could be better? Would that help with that for working class families, people that are listening at home right now?
Congressman, absolutely, and we've been helping IRS and other agencies around what we call surge hiring in order to manage capacity. We ourselves at OPM have benefited from that hiring and retirement services that we didn't have before in order to deal with and manage the backlog and case processing, similar to IRS, where they're trying to work through some of their challenges, and a big part of that is having the staffing to do that.
Are the backlogs, missed calls, poor customer service, in your opinion, the result of the IRS's telework policy?
Well, Congressman, I'm not familiar with the specifics with IRS, so I couldn't say. What we do say in determining the best workplace arrangement for an agency is to look at all of those factors. What is the best workplace arrangement? And if a workplace arrangement like telework is affecting the performance, then you need to make adjustments. But oftentimes it's resources and staffing, which is what you've spoken about.
You know, I think the Republicans' attack on telework is interesting because it's actually specifically damaging to military families specifically. Military spouses that do their best to support their partners in a career that is dangerous. People serving our country helps keep us safe as a nation. But the thing with military spouses is they often have a struggle in maintaining a career. What we see from data across the country is military spouses oftentimes rely on telework to ensure that they can keep up with their family's expenses because of the multi-income households that we see, especially with the military people in my own district. In September 2022, a memorandum from the senior Pentagon leadership commanders took significant steps to improve federal career opportunities for military spouses by authorizing remote work and telework. We see many different anecdotes, stories, people talking about how this has been fundamentally life-changing for them supporting their families, military families, working class people across this country. The goal, according to DoD, was to further expand remote work and telework options that help military spouses build portable careers. The Biden administration has increased these opportunities as well. Madam Director, active duty military members cite spousal employment as their #1 reason for leaving military service. So when my colleagues talk about the deficit going on with recruitment, we have to look at a lot of the conditions that impact families. My question is, do telework opportunities help us retain active duty military members?
Congressman, I really appreciate that question because we're very proud of the work we've done for military spouses. At OPM, we've issued a special hiring authority, direct hire for military spouses, so they can take advantage of the federal employment opportunities. It's been a part of our DEIA initiative, and I want to mention that we did a study of remote jobs over the last 6 months of last year, and on average, with a remote job, you had 25 military spouse applications compared to 1 to 2 of a duty location. So you see this huge, pickup in interest because you have the ability to have that portability of that job.
I asked unanimous consent, Mr. Chairman, to enter into the record a statement provided to me from a group of the spouses of military service members, all whom rely on the supported expanded telework and remote work for opportunities in federal service.
Without objection, so ordered.
Thank you. You know, just to lift a quick story, I only have a few seconds here. Wendy Rahan had served in the federal government for about 22 years and is currently the State Department Foreign Service Officer. She hails from the great state of Florida. Her husband is about to be assigned to be an executive officer aboard a command ship and is preparing to move to San Diego for that assignment. Thank God Wendy has a 100% telework remote job with the State Department where she is able to continue her work, continue to support her family, continue to support her partner. There are real life examples that show, outside of the military too, why telework is so important, but because it's being politicized for political reasons, people are attacking it. But just know, and for people watching at home, when we attack things like telework, we are also attacking the people disproportionately impacted on it that rely on it. Military spouses being at the top of that
Will
list.
the
Thank
gentleman
you. I
yield
yield
for a
back.
question? I just want to know if you ever were a spouse or served, if you can maybe provide some input in that, because I can just tell you that a lot of people actually have access to services
Point of
on
order.
base.
Point of order.
I'm not done yet until the
Point of
chairman calls
order.
you. You're not the chairman.
Point of order.
You're not the chairman.
Chair
Point of
recognizes
order. I am
Mr.
a
I'll correct it
member
on my
of
own
this
time.
body.
Thank you.
Point of
Mr.
order.
Frost, actually, Mr. Frost's time has expired. So the chair now recognizes Mr. Palmer for 5 minutes.